G'day, Matt Young here for Gloucester Park TV, having a look at the undercard, so to speak, for this Friday night's meeting here at Gloucester Park. Italian race night, and this preview is brought to you by the Pole Roger Room, which the tickets are available for the Inter-Dominion Grand Final day. Outstanding view of the Grand Final will be had in the Pole Roger Room. Tickets available. Get on board for that room. Having a look at the meeting here for this Friday night, we have a Parliamentarians Cup, which has gone to Mayor's standards this season, and there's a $30,000 race. The Group 2 4-year-old championship over the 2500, as well as heats for the Binshaw, the San Simeon, and the final of the Kersley. All in all, it is an outstanding night's racing. Let's get into the preview. Having a look firstly at race number 1. This is the Kersley final, $25,000 final. A feature starting off the meeting shows the depth of how strong Friday night will be. I've gone 1, 9, 10, 11 in race number 1. 1 Must Be Nice, who's not a bad horse, has got a bit of gate speed. Debbie Padberg trains Chris Vogt to rein. This horse has been racing reasonably well, has been crying out for a barrier draw. Gate speed a little bit questionable, but I think it can be able to hold up on Friday night. In this race, it has had 14 starts for the trip around Gloucester Park and has never won here at Gloucester Park since coming across to WA, and has been placed 5 times. So a little bit shaky there about Must Be Nice, but the horse is racing really well. So put it on top. Number 9 for second, CM Max, since coming across to WA, has had 9 goes for 4 wins and 4 placings, only unplaced once. He's unbeaten this preparation with 3 very strong wins. He has to overcome the tough barrier draw, but he is racing really well, so you have to respect him, and he's likely to be the favourite on the night. Flaming Hero, number 10, has got the good barrier draw again. Barrier number 1 last start, after being emergency number 1, was very strong in its performance in winning that race. Drawn the inside of the back row, will be following the likely leader in the event and has to be respected. Just needs a little bit of luck, but should be there in the finish. And for 4th, number 11, Better Rock On, is racing really well for Dave Thompson. Dylan Edgerton Green to drive. He's got a few choices, but likely to be 3 back the pegs and hoping for a little bit of luck. If it gets a crack at them, they'll know it's there. 1, 9, 10, 11 in what will be a competitive first race. Race number 2 on the card. This is a heat of the San Simeon, and we see a fantastic horse come here across from Victoria. It is Moreton Plains. Chris Alford to take the reins, a Group 1 winning mare, the 4-year-old Group 1 winning mare. She should be able to press forward and find the top here, and she looks the one to beat. 11 Master Jackson, coming down from 2 very strong 4-year-old races, drawn favourably in 11, should be able to punch through and then lob pretty handy to them. Put it in for second. For third, number 7, Commander Chapel. This horse has had 9 starts, 8 wins and 0 placings in his career. His last win was very strong. Put him in for third. This is his toughest test, but he is racing really well. And for 4th, number 1, Volton 10, who's only missed a place once this preparation with a 4th 2 starts ago, but has won on a few occasions, is likely to hold the front in the early stages and has options from the draw. Of the others, our Jericho's won his last 5, but most of them have been in standing start company, so a little bit tougher from the middle of the line. Calais resuming off a let-up. CC Chevron drawn well in 10. It is a good race. Plenty of depth. As I said at the start of the preview, there is a lot of depth in the meeting on Friday night. 5, 11, 7 and 1. Pretty hard to see them rolling Moreton Plains in the second event. Race number 3 on the card. This is a heat of the Binshaw. I've gone 1, 5, 10, 9. Number 1, Make It Out. Strong win at Narrogin last start. Has got gate speed. Good free rolling pacer out in the lead, and does look the leader in this race for Nathan Turvey, who is absolutely flying at the moment. 5, Got to Go Yankee. Respected his first run, thought it was a nice effort, wasn't beaten too far. Likely to press forward in this, try and lob handy and qualify for the final, and is definitely a winning chance. 10 Better Than Money, going to be leaders back throughout, and is definitely a good place chance. And for 4th, number 9, Macdonario. In respect, it is got decent form, has had a decent career. Debbie Padberg trains, first run for her. Morgan Woodley reigns. Bad draw to overcome, but have to respect Macdonario. Of the others, back on board is he has drawn 11, a little bit tricky for him. Lunar Time was a good run last start, but drawn a little bit awkward in gate 6 for him. And of the others, Awesome Teddy has been racing well. He's been crying out for a barrier draw, but he didn't get it this week. He's drawn barrier 8. 1, 5, 10, 9 in race number 3. Race number 4 is the first heat of the Inter-Dominion. For the extensive preview on the Inter-Dominion, you can check out GPTV and follow the links to the videos, and there is a full preview of all 3 heats for those Inter-Dominion heats this Friday night. Moving on to race number 5, this is the Del Basso's Small Goods 4-year-old championship of Group 2 level. I've gone 6, 12, 7 and 4. Number 6 on top, Bodine Boaz. Over the 2,500, he's had 4 starts for 4 wins. He's likely to press forward, and I can't see anyone underneath of the WA horses that will be looking to hold him out, and he could find the top here. So 6 on top, Bodine Boaz. He won the Bunbury Cup last start and beat the free-for-all horses like they were nothing. He is a very good horse, and he will be trying to get as much advantage over the 12 as possible. The Mallee Bull, which is Menengate. He's won his last 3. He's a brilliant horse. Gate 12 is definitely a way to slow him down. He's likely to press around to the breeze, and we will have the first war of 3 coming up against Bodine Boaz versus Menengate. Cruise Bromac is an outstanding pacer. Tough draw for him, for Dean Braun and Luke McCarthy, but Dean Braun has brought a lot of success, or taken a lot of success home from WA in recent years, so has to be well respected. The horse is a very talented horse, but he's just drawn tough. And 4, Red Hot Major for Group 1, Gary Olsen has been racing really well, was unlucky in the Pinjarra event, and I think this horse can lob pretty handy to them, and he has to be respected. He could be a blowout at odds. 6, 12, 7 and 4. 6, Bodine Boaz looks very hard to beat. Race 7 is the second heat of the Inter-Dominion, and once again you'll be able to find that extensive preview on GPTV. Race number 7 is the Tap Touch Parliamentarians Cup. This is for the mares, $30,000 race, and my numbers, I've gone 1, 11, 3 and 12. Number 1 on top, Lita McNally. Third up from a spell, was devastating in its return. Just really shocked the runners. Come out from gate 3, jumped to the front, and then albeit got tired a little bit late, but it was first up, went 156.3. Second up, good second, just got run down late over the short course, but by Ideal Alice. This is a much better race for her. Third up from a spell, she should be reaching her top now for Chris King. Chris Lewis take the reins for this race. Put it on top, 11, Millie Perez. Very nice performance last start with a second, come from well back, and a quick last half. Chris Alford to drive. This horse has to be respected from the eastern states, and if it's settled in well, it will be running a very good race. 3, Where I Belong for Emma Stewart. Has to be well respected again, and is definitely up there in the mix, and it'll be good to see how these eastern state raiders do battle here in WA for the first time on Friday night, and we'll be able to measure their runs a lot better. And 12, Beresari, another one of the Emma Stewart runners, drawn 12, and will be running on really well from the back of the field. Of the others, Nuala, a winner at Pinjarra, has only missed a place once in its career, and that was 2 starts ago. Up against some really strong horses here, likely to press forward. Nike Franco, probably pay to see how Nike Franco goes first up. Dean Braun usually has his horses spot on, but there are some real good races coming up, so Nike Franco, whatever it does Friday, will probably improve. On the Parade has drawn awfully out in 9 for Justin Prentice, and we'll find it a bit tough from there. But 1, 11, 3, 12 in the Parliamentarians Cup. Race number 8 is the third and final heat of the Inter-Dominion, and GPTV is where you'll find the video for the preview there. Race number 9 on the card is a free-for-all event. I've gone 5, 8, 7 and 4. Throwing out a bit of value here, I think, or at least I think it'll be a bit of value, is 5, Little Boy Blue. This horse has got brilliant gate speed. It's not a super fast line underneath him. He was unlucky last start, hit the line looking for a run. He's running the Bunbury Cup, caught my eye, thought it was very good. I think he can find the top here, and he is a free-rolling pacer, and he loves leading. This could be his race. 5 on top on an each-way basis, Little Boy Blue, keep him very safe. 8, Condrew, loved its run last start, thought it was very good, sat back in the field. This horse has got a brilliant gate speed. Can do things wrong from time to time, especially around about the 200-metre mark, where it's his number 1 spot to gallop. But if he paces all the way, he is a great chance in this event. 7, Smokey the Bandit, first emergency for the Inter-Dominion. He's just a horse that, from that draw, it's going to be a bit tough for the Bustleton Bullet. He needs a little bit of luck, but if he gets within a few lengths of them inside the 400, he will be steaming home. So throwing him in for third, just going with a bit of value with the 5 and number 4 for fourth this time, Dylan. He will be very handy to them in the early stages. May even be 1-1 on the back of Chardon's Rocket, and with that, he is definitely a knockout chance. It could be a bit of value in this race. 5, 8, 7 and 4. Of the others, Red Salute's not going too bad. He's getting closer to a win. Chardon's Rocket was a good run last start, likely to press forward and breeze. Elegant Christian, over the trip, has had 9 starts, 8 wins and 1 placing. Loves the 21.30. Probably won't love the barrier 9 draw though, so finds it a little bit tougher and willing to risk him. McIntosh resumes, drawn gate 12. It'll be a competitive event, race number 9. Race number 10, the 3-year-olds over 17.30. 9 starters all across the front. 3, 5, 6, 9. 3 on top. Franco Reyna has returned with 2 strong wins for Colin Brown. He's not afraid to race this horse. It has backed up from Monday's effort with a strong win and races here on Friday night. Over the mile, 1 Estacada can do a little bit wrong at the start, can go a little bit rough. Soho Wall Street will be looking to take a sit on one of the better horses in the race if it can get around Estacada. I think Franco Reyna will find its way to the top here. Over the mile looks very hard to beat. For second, 5 El Jacko's won his last 5, has done absolutely nothing wrong. He's had 10 starts for 5 wins and a second in his career. And in those 10 starts, so he's only missed a place on 4 occasions. Over the mile, he's had 4 starts, has yet to win, has yet to place. So that is definitely a daunting figure if you're going to take maybe the second favourite odds about El Jacko. It'll probably be pretty tight in the market between the two. So he is a very nice horse. Does have a tendency to hang on the bends. Franco Reyna could be on the fence and he might be doing the work outside him. They'll have a great battle. El Jacko got a lot of time for this horse. He just keeps on improving, but put him in for second, and that daunting figure of unplaced from 4 runs over the mile just plays in the back of my mind. For third, number 6, Chicago Bull. First up for Gary Hall Sr. And this horse has raced in the Emerald and the Sires from New Zealand in its recent efforts. Finished 7th in the Emerald. Both races of $150,000. This horse has trialled reasonably well. It'll be interesting to see the market on Friday night to see how this horse will go. But Chicago Bull in for third, and for fourth, Lightning Jolt, who's had 3 runs back, 2 wins and a second, has to be respected. Even from gate 9, you have to have it in. 3, 5, 6, 9 in race number 10 on the card. Wrapping up the preview here at Gloucester Park this Friday night for the Paul Roger Room. Book your tickets now for Inter Dominion Grand Final Day, Sunday, December 13th.